And here we finally are, everyone. The final chapter of Thracia 776. Nearly everything within the game has been preparing you for this moment. To beat it. Let's dive right in. So, remember how I called Blazing Sword 32X a homage to this game's 24X? Well, FE7's final chapter, Light, is also a homage to this final chapter here. To that end, you have 6 rooms each containing a powerful boss that each have to be defeated in order for the main room containing the final boss to open. These 6 bosses are all Dark Warlords, and aside from Ainz, who is always a clone of Rydric, Zwei, Elf, Funf, Zvelf, and Dai will take the forms of Galzus, Serra, Evel, Leafus, and Dagda respectively, if any happen to be dead, though this does nothing but change their face shot. However, in order to get into each of the rooms with a Warlord, you need to open a door. Sure hope you have those door keys or thieves with you. The Dark Mages in each room do have door keys themselves, but having your own will allow you the first strike. In addition to a Dark Warlord, each room is covered in those plus 10 magic boosting tiles that will make magic attacks much harder, or for Elf, make her Resire hurt even more. What you need to do is kill all 6 Dark Warlords, and then have a unit wait on the center square of each room. Once this is done, the center temple will open, revealing Beldo and a collection of Silent Staff Dark Mages. Beldo himself is absolutely pathetic as a final boss, but he still has the stone spell he used on Evel, which is a long-range tome that will inflict petrification on a unit, so having Serra around with the Kia staff can help. There are also some reinforcements around the 4 corners that show up every turn from 5 to 64, but they don't show up once the center room is opened, and you really shouldn't need more than 5 turns to do that. When it comes to assaulting the Warlords, try to take out Ainz first if you can, as removing his 4 leadership stars will make everything much easier. Be careful though, he isn't just a clone of Rydric, he has a surprise Wrath in addition to the Laputo sword. Elf is easily the biggest threat though, due to her collection of skills, stats, and Resire tome. Here I've brought in Merida to use her special awareness granting sword to deep 6 her. Easy as pie. Easy can be the rest of the Warlords aside from Ainz and Elf if you take them out first, since anyone with at least 11 magic can stand in the purple room and sleep or berserk the rest of the Warlords. I'd recommend this for Zvelf and Zwei if you can. The former for his very troublesome berserk sword, and the latter for being an exact clone of Galzus. For the others, Funf is easily dispatched for being a 2-range lock sniper, and Dry is pretty sad having no skills, noteworthy items, or stats. Once you have your path cleared, all that stands in your way are some mean-looking Zerks, a handful of silencing and Fenring Dark Mages, boosted by purple tiles. But as for Beldo, he's a complete joke who doesn't even have many max stats or skills aside from Continue in Life. And if you get to him before he uses up his stone spell, then he won't even be able to counterattack you. And you can even steal his weapons! Or capture him! Damn, 776 really has a shitty final boss, eh? Well, you can always pleasure yourself by killing him over and over again, or just watch me do it here. But even so, you have one last throw to capture. Do so, and you can add yourself to the cool club of those who have beaten Thracia 776. Now go, my children, and spread the good word to all that will listen, that this game is awesome, and they should definitely play it. Next time, I'll be taking a break over the winter holidays, but when I return to Fire Emblem, I've got something different planned. See you then. Hello everybody, my name is ModelOmega, and I am pleased to announce yet another new series of videos I will be tackling. Welcome to my beginner's guide to Thracia 776. Chapter 2 is just as straightforward as the first chapter. Here is your first Fog of War chapter. It is an extremely important one in context of what is to come. Your saviors and current controllable units are 3 members of the Magi group, so let's get to know them. So set out Leaf, Dulgen, Fergus, and Brighton in a line in the front, with their supports in range. Hit end turn and pray you make it out alive. Just as the first KO spawns Merida, a second will spawn a Swordmaster, a third spawns a Berserker, and taking out 4 will bring out Galzus. This is an incredibly tense run, with multiple ways of leaving the castle town, and you will block the enemy boss from spawning and thus all of the reinforcements aside from the initial trio of Cavaliers. Said Dragon Knight Rume is unfortunately planted on a gate. Fergus can also help, but this is indoors so he'll be forced to dismount and have a low movement range as a result. Anyway, in this run, most of my foot units were fatigued from the previous chapter, As I previously mentioned, you do not fuck around with Ballista in 776. You can totally move your entire army into the courtyard before springing the trap, kinda defeating the whole purpose of it. Do not open the cell she is in until the boss has been dealt with. Well, you see all those brigands on the map with their axes pointing to the left? Each one has a hidden thief skill. Then, on turn 30, a second dancer will spawn at the same tile with the same requirements, holding a freaking warp staff. Glade is defending the city outskirts along with 5 completely foddery cannon fodders. Okay, yeah, so this Homer is definitely named after the author of the Iliad. No! Because of this, the only truly safe way to escort the civvies is to rescue and carry them to the finish. Once Ralph is with you, Imelda will start to flee the map. Your Samson, named Arios, can be recruited by Karen if Olwen is dead or not recruited. This chapter. Hi again, everyone. I've calmed down from last episode. Welcome back to the bad route, everyone. Assuming you want Xavier in the first place. There isn't much to talk about, so I'll get the flash notes down. Turn 7 brings ballista reinforcements. Yes, really. I know it doesn't look like much, but 21 is actually a bit of a breeze. But aside from getting your friends back, this chapter is a gold mine of stuff to capture and steal. Basically, Reinhardt handed her sister a sword that has "Please kill me with this" inscribed on it. For once, all of these quirks only benefit you. Then use Tina to steal his Laputo sword. Nobody you have can use it, obviously, but it just goes to show how pathetic the final bosses of 776 are. Eventually, you should rescue Yvel and make your way to the center tile, where everyone will move on to the final chapter.